Bryaski in Middletown. Brett Hearn has chosen to call Lebanon Valley his new home.
He's like the best here. I mean, he's like the only one I really like. He's awesome.
To be honest, there's a lot of people that said they wanted to boycott the damn race because they're so upset about Hearn moving. I sat up on the first turn with a man, I'll just say Mike, and he's so upset about it. He's been coming here all of his life, and he's so upset about it. He said this would be his last week here, and that's the truth.
I always cheer when he loses. Yeah, that's better.
Oh, I can't stand him at all. I always hope he loses. Honest and truly, I'm fed up with that man.
The public address introduction of Hearn's qualifying heat. Hearn struggles to qualify his new red and white Budweiser-sponsored number 3. Hearn has to run the consi, a possible setup for a storybook ending to his evening.
I think just a new environment for him will be good for him, and I think it'll be good for us also. We might lose 10 customers, and we might pick up probably 20 or 30. So I don't really think it's going to affect us hardly at all.
For Brett the Jet, the struggle that began with his qualifying heat earlier in the evening continued on in the feature event. Hearn was the victim of several bump and grinds in the back of the pack as he tried to struggle forward to catch early race leader and pole sitter Jeff Hetzler in the reclamation car number 33. Hetzler was being chased by Frank Cozy in the CarQuest Thumb Racing 12 and Jimmy Horton in the Duchess 87. Hearn continued to be in the wrong place at the wrong time the rest of the evening, including a pit stop that cost him 2 laps and any chance of a victory. Up front, the competition was very close late in the race as Cozy took repeated stabs to the outside of Hetzler, who had the power on the inside to stave off the challenges. The Bryaski 14 with Donnie Till aboard was also hooked up. He came in for a 4th place finish on the evening. And Dr. J, Danny Johnson, made a visit in the Freightliner 6, but he didn't finish in the top 5. All in all, a good opening night for Jeff Hetzler, who brought the reclamation car home with an opening night win.
I've never been so nervous in the 17 years I've been racing. I don't know, this starting up front on opening night's not for Jeff Hetzler. I don't know, I can't wait till next week to start 19th again. I got to get the pressure off, you know?
Following the trio of Hetzler, Cozy, and Horton was the Bryaski car of Donnie Till, and Craig Jackson finished a surprising 5th. As for Brett Hearn, whether fans love to cheer for him or boo against him, Lebanon Valley, here he comes.
Next week, we'll follow Hearn north and see if he can cut the mustard at the Valley.
I wouldn't bet against him. Coming up, I'll have the news, but first, here's our A-plus racing quiz.
Who has the most consecutive modified championships at Rolling Wheels?
I'd say between Alan and Bob. Will Cagle.
Let me go with Alan.
Dirt's winningest driver, Alan Johnson, won the Rolling Wheels Championship in 82 through 85.
Who holds the all-time record for most score racing modified points?
I'm going to have to go again with Alan.
Jack Johnson.
That'd have to be Brett Hearn.
Brett Hearn has accumulated over 12,000 points in his school racing modified reign on the dirt circuit.
What was the original name of Drivers Independent Racetrack?
You got me on that one. That's before my time.
Let's sling mud. I don't know.
Dirt of Central New York.
The late Jack Burgess was the first host of this show in the 70s when the circuit was called Dirt of Central New York.
Here's the battle for 4 once again. 2 laps to go.
This Week on Dirt is brought to you by Sunoco A-Plus Mini Markets, Faze Drugstores, Champion Spark Plugs, Racing Electronics, Professional Race Team Communications, Bryaski, the official antacid of dirt, Bob Hilbert Sportswear, and by the Dirt Motorsports Hall of Fame and Classic Car Museum.
Well, the guy that owns a station across the street is, well, he's sort of a show-off. Real proud of this sporty new car he just bought. Only thing is, he wants to use the highest octane he can find, and unfortunately for him, that means Sunoco Ultra 94. It's the highest octane of any major brand. Hey, I keep catching him looking over here. Well, he's still got his pride, but I've got his gasoline.
If you're filling your prescription, worrying about what you should take with what and when you should take it and how it will affect you, maybe you're going to the wrong place. So break out of there and come to Phase Drugs, where the pharmacy is our business. Our pharmacists are always there to answer questions on dosage, drug interaction, insurance, and more. And Accufax lets you keep the Phase pharmacist advice at your side night or day. It's a major breakthrough in making prescriptions easy.
Let's face it, cars and trucks don't last forever. And to win environmentally, you just can't junk this stuff anymore. There is a better way. Classic Auto Recyclers. Each vehicle is dismantled and thousands of parts are reconditioned for wholesale and retail redistribution. Connected by a worldwide computer web, Plazic has it or they can get it. Recovery, pickup, and delivery almost as fast as the Canadian #1. Racing, recycling, responsible. Plazic Auto Recyclers.
This is your race update from Merrittville Speedway. The Niagara region rumbles with dirt track and thunder every Saturday night at Merrittville Speedway. An action-packed 5-star show with the best in Canada battling America's top dirt superstars. This Saturday night is Student Night at Merrittville Speedway. All students 18 and under admitted free. This has been your race update from Merrittville Speedway.
This Week on Dirt continues. Now, Doug Logan with the news.
In the news this week, Hoosier Racing Tires won the bid for the official dirt track tire last November at the Dirt Motorsports Banquet. This year, there's a 4-week transition period to the new track tires, but all signs point to an incredibly competitive year of racing with the tires' improved bite.
I think they'll be a fine tire. Where they'll really shine, I think, is Syracuse when we go really fast. So I never really did like the McCreadies there. Our setup just didn't seem to really like them there. Our setup seems to like the Hoosiers a lot better. So I'm looking forward to Syracuse with them.
We wanted to start with the Hoosiers right off the bat, so this way, after the 4 weeks, okay, we're not really chasing our tail, all right, if there is a major difference. We wanted to set our cars up right away on the Hoosiers, and they seem to be working very, very well. We tested this past week, and they went right out of the box. The race car felt exactly like I did when we parked it last year.
Hoosier Racing Tires will be on all 4 corners of Dirt Big Block, 358, and Sportsman Modifieds for the next 3 years. You'll also find that this year's machines to be considerably quieter than last year's race cars. Dirt has instituted a mandatory muffler rule which will knock the sound levels down nearly 15 decibels per car. Race fans, drivers, and surrounding track communities will all benefit by Dirt's proactive move. The new muffler systems by Borla for the big blocks and 358s, Borla and CarQuest turbo mufflers for Sportsman, have shown negligible horsepower loss in pre-season testing. Doug Hoffman and Billy Taylor will team up once again and campaign the Phil Chevrolet #1 for the Skull Racing Super Dirt Series and the Sunoco Championship Trail. Taylor returned to the Northeast after parting company with the Jeff Bodine Winston Cup team, while Hoffman, the 1991 Mr. Dirt champion with Taylor, ran as the owner-driver the past 2 years. We'd like to welcome 2 Pennsylvania affiliates to This Week on Dirt, Prime Sports KBL in Pittsburgh and PCTN in the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area. We are glad to be on board with you. One other note, Dirt legend and Hall of Famer Lou Lazzaro recently underwent quadruple bypass surgery at Albany Medical Center in Albany, New York. His prognosis is excellent with a strong recovery expected. But we'd like to offer the Monk our best wishes for a speedy recovery. And that's the news this week.
Brett Hearn at Lebanon Valley on Saturday nights is a big story this year, but certainly the Jet is no stranger to the high banks. And I'll bet you he doesn't forget that moment a couple of years ago at Lebanon Valley when things didn't go his way. Here's this week's Dirt Flashback.
These are the mighty modifieds of the Super Dirt Speedway.
This is the fastest short track on the dirt circuit. On this day, they would go 200 laps. Two veterans would determine one of the most bizarre outcomes on the Sunoco Trail. In the early laps, the contenders for victory stayed at the front of the field until the mandatory pit stop, where all-important track position is determined. That's where Billy Taylor's driver, Doug Hoffman, did not succeed. Coming out behind the contenders, losing valuable track position. Hoffman would have work to do. For the next 100 laps, three-wide racing was the rule of the day, as Hoffman, the defending Mr. Dirt champion, charged from the back of the field in an all-out attempt to catch the leaders. Brett Hearn emerged at the front of the pack in the Auto Palace 72, with the tenacious Hoffman at his heels with 50 laps to go. Jack Johnson was running in the top 5 all day, but this late race pit stop triggered the shocking end to a sure win for Hearn. As Johnson was exiting the pit area, leaders Hearn and Hoffman were charging through turns 1 and 2 after a restart with 25 laps to go.
I would have never thought in a million years that he would have come all the way to the wall and blocked the racetrack.
I mean, it's just like being stunned. I mean, you just can't believe what you're looking at.
You get hot at the moment, but you know, I never really thought, well, Jack Johnson took me out on purpose. I mean, that was never even a consideration.
It was a tailor-made moment that Doug Hoffman took advantage of in finding victory lane at the Valley.
Keep it parked. Then we'll put it back in gear right after this.
Race on into America's Hobby Time in Niagara Falls, New York, where you'll find hundreds of die-cast collectibles, including NASCAR, NHRA, and dirt models. Not looking for cars, you say? America's Hobby Time is an authorized Lionel dealer for the train enthusiast, and we carry a full line of Estes, rockets, and accessories. Plus, we always have plenty of extra bells and whistles for your planes, trains, and automobiles. America's Hobby Time, 2577 Military Road, Niagara Falls. Proud sponsor of car number 20 and the George County Racing Team.
Direct to you, the sale of the century. At Colton Auto and RV, get the right deal right now. Over 150 new and used motorhomes, conversion vans, fifth wheels, and travel trailers priced at rock bottom. Brand new motorhomes with roof air, awning, and microwave, only $29,995. New 21-foot well-equipped travel trailers, just $99.95. Direct to you, over 150 incredible values. Colton Auto and RV, Western New York's largest full-service van and RV center.
Let's face it, cars and trucks don't last forever. And to win environmentally, you just can't junk this stuff anymore. There is a better way. Classic Auto Recyclers. Each vehicle is dismantled and thousands of parts are reconditioned for wholesale and retail redistribution. Connected by a worldwide computer web, Classic has it or they can get it. Recovery, pickup, and delivery almost as fast as the Canadian #1. Racing, recycling, responsible. Classic Auto Recyclers.
This is your race update from Merrittville Speedway. The Niagara region rumbles with dirt track and thunder every Saturday night at Merrittville Speedway. An action-packed 5-star show with the best in Canada battling America's top dirt superstars. This Saturday night is student night at Merrittville Speedway. All students 18 and under admitted free. This has been your race update from Merrittville Speedway.
Hi, I'm Robin Smoker. Next week, we'll kick off another wild season of Fast Forward on This Week on Dirt. I will be traveling to northern New Jersey, and we'll hook up with 5-time Wheels 300 champion Brett Hearn as he gives us the dirt on his new sponsor and a new Saturday night home track.
I'm not going to feel like a rookie in a dirt car again, I don't think. But so if you ask me, do I feel like a rookie? No. Do I have anything to prove? I'd say no. Do I want to win a lot of races there? Yes.
Make sure you get the scoop, so join me next week for Fast Forward with Robin. Brought to you, of course, by Bob Hilbert Sportswear.
We'll be looking forward to the first of Robin's reports on next week's show.
But first, the business at hand here at Cayuga County as we literally break the ice with a season-opening 50-lapper. Here's Paul Small.
Opening day, the start of a new season, and for Joe Plazek, the beginning of his defense of a very prestigious title.
This year we'd like to chalk up a few more wins. We were consistent last year. We won the points championship, but we did it without a victory. And I'll tell you, the car owner sure likes to win a few, so I'd like to get in a victory lane a couple times this year.
Joe started his day with a qualifying heat win that put him on the outside of the front row as 28 cars took the green flag in this 50-lap, $3,000 to win season opener on the Cayuga County High Banks. Plazek was in control early in a car that was destined to go to the chopping block and almost did when Pat O'Brien cut in front of the race leader. Steve Payne brought out his Rockville-only Key Parts Auto Store sponsored number 90 small block after the nice and easy 7X went south during hot laps. He dueled with Dr. J. Danny Johnson in the Freightliner car number 6, while further back in the field, barefoot Bob McCreadie, defending Mr. Dirt champion in the Kinney Drug Store's car 9, struggled with an oil leak that hampered his efforts. The real surprise of the day was Ron Smoker. The Western New York driver aboard the Mist Racing car number 95 found the outside group to his liking, using it to overhaul Steve Payne with a nifty power move in between turns 3 and 4. Unfortunately for Smoker, the outside lane came to the Mist Racing 95 a little bit too late. Canada Joe was able to hold off Smoker's charge as they came off turn 4 to collect the checkered flag, and Joe Plazek started off his 1996 title defense with something he didn't have last year at Cayuga County, a victory. Rockin' Ron in for second, followed by McCreadie, Payne, and Jack Johnson.
Andy, while we're freezing here today at Cayuga County, let's talk about someone who's been red hot on the dirt circuit. No one has dominated modified racing like Bob McCreadie the last 2 years.
He may be literally a gray beard, but he's absolutely in the prime of his racing career. I got a chance to talk to Bob earlier. Back-to-back career years. What do you do for an encore?
Good question. You know, the guys, they'd like to do it again because I guess nobody's ever won it 3 times in a row, the Mr. Dirt title. But that's a good goal as any, I guess. But we want to have some fun and enjoy it. That's the main thing.
You ever think that, geez, one of these days the bubble's going to burst, and what am I going to do then?
Yeah, every day, every race, every year.
And how does the driver react to that?
I don't know. You know, I mean, you know it's going to come, and eventually it's all going to be over. So for me right now, I try to enjoy these years. Have been just beyond my wildest expectations. So you just you enjoy them as best you can, because eventually, you know, it's all gone.
You ever get guilty winning too much? The Prentice deal out here last year where you took it from on the last turn.
There's no sympathy on the racetrack. I mean, especially if you're born and bred into this type of winning philosophy and striving to get to the front and all that, you don't, I mean, whether it be a heat race or warm-ups or whatever, you're out there. If there's a car in front of you and you're capable of passing it, you try to pass it.
When you put the helmet on and you're inside the car and no one can talk to you like we're talking right now, does Bob McCreadie become a different person?
Oh, yeah. That's when it's real. That's what I say to the guy. That's the only thing that's really real anymore, is when you're in the car, you got the helmet on, they drop the green. That's the essence of everything still, and it still hasn't changed, that part of the equation, and that, for me, is still the most enjoyable part.
Bob McCreadie 10 years from now, where will he be?
I have no idea. Never really looked ahead much. Enjoyed life every day.
Well, Andy, the weather certainly isn't the greatest today, but it sure is great to hear the roar of the engines and see the cars on the track with great drivers like Bob McCreadie.
And here's a chance to see the dirt stars at a track near you.
Coming up on the dirt circuit, in place of the rescheduled Dirt Challenge Cup at Rolling Wheels, the Cayuga County Fair Speedway will be in action Sunday, April the 21st. Friday night, April the 26th, the Brewerton Speedway has a regular program plus rollover madness. The Black Rock Speedway has their season opener. The Lernerville Speedway a full program plus a demolition derby, and the Paradise Speedway has a Syracuse Firecracker Sportsman qualifier. Saturday, April the 27th, the season opener at the Can-Am Speedway in Lafargeville and the Perry International Speedway in Perry. Plus, programs are scheduled for the Bridgeport Speedway in New Jersey, Canandaigua Speedway, Fonda Speedway, the Lebanon Valley Speedway, and the 5 Mile Point Speedway in Binghamton. Other special events on Saturday, April the 27th include the Bill Cathell Memorial at Delaware International, Student Night at the Merrittville Speedway, and double points for all divisions at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Sunday, April the 28th is the season opener for the Frogtown Speedway, a Dream Weekend qualifier. plus regular shows at the Tri-City Speedway in Ohio and the Cayuga County Fair Speedway in Weedsport. On Sunday, May the 5th, the rescheduled Dirt Challenge Cup for Modifieds plus a Parts Plus World Series Sportsman Qualifier. Action gets underway at the Rolling Wheels Raceway Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m.
Well, now all the racetracks are open, but it wasn't too long ago that we were on the roast beef and chicken circuit.
You're talking about that great hot meal we had at the Dirt Motorsports Awards banquet.
We'll take a look at the 1995 champions.
And we will have our champion spark plugs, driver of the week.
We'll put it to the floor and kick it sideways when we return.
Brand new this season, Dirt Sportswear Direct. Surprise the racing fans in your life with the latest in Dirt Motorsports apparel and collectibles. Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and your favorite driver tees. Kids will enjoy the Dirt Modified Matchbox series. Every race fan will want to add to their video collection from the Dirt Video Library, including 1995 Super Dirt Week action. All this and much more in the official Dirt Sportswear catalog. Call today for your free copy, 1-800-979-DIRT.
This is your race update from Merrittville Speedway. The Niagara region rumbles with dirt track and thunder every Saturday night at Merrittville Speedway. An action-packed five-star show with the best in Canada battling America's top dirt superstars. This Saturday night is Student Night at Merrittville Speedway. All students 18 and under admitted free. This has been your race update from Merrittville Speedway.
Let's face it, cars and trucks don't last forever. And to win environmentally, you just can't junk this stuff anymore. There is a better way. Classic Auto Recyclers. Each vehicle is dismantled and thousands of parts are reconditioned for wholesale and retail redistribution. Connected by a worldwide computer web, Plazic has it or they can get it. Recovery, pickup, and delivery almost as fast as the Canadian #1. Racing, recycling, responsible. Plazic Auto Recyclers.
Direct to you, the sale of the century. At Colton Auto and RV, get the right deal right now. Over 150 new and used motorhomes, conversion vans, fifth wheels, and travel trailers, priced at rock bottom. Brand new motorhomes with roof air, awning, and microwave, only $29,995. New 21-foot well-equipped travel trailers, just $99.95. Direct to you, over 150 incredible values. Colton Auto and RV, Western New York's largest full-service van and RV center.
When the weather's like this in April, it feels like November was just a couple minutes ago.
And it does seem like just yesterday we crowned our 1995 Dirt Motorsports champions.
A first ever Mr. Dirt Street Stock champion was crowned, and Canandaigua regular Steve Pisaric grabbed that prestigious championship. Chuck Bauer became a first-time winner of the Mr. Dirt Sportsman title. He's now campaigning a 358 modified for 1996. Pat O'Brien, the North Country regular, captured his fourth Mr. Dirt 358 modified championship. And for the second consecutive year, Barefoot Bob McCreadie was named Mr. Dirt in the modified division. McCreadie also walked away with the Champion Spark Plug Driver of the Year award.
Andy, you have the honors. Who's our first Champion Spark Plugs Driver of the Week?
Well, Doug, in years gone by, whoever won the opener of Weedsport would get that honor, but we'd be remiss if we didn't give a tip of the cap to the guy who dominated March and early April in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Doug Hoffman, already 5 wins under his belt this year. He's our Driver of the Week.
Congratulations to Doug Hoffman. He's now eligible for the Champion Spark Plugs Driver of the Year. Well, Andy, I can truthfully say this first show is one we'll never forget. Wind chill factors in the teens here outside of Cayuga County. But, boy, it sure is great to be racing once again.
And on next week's show, we'll be debuting our new studio. Indoors, heated. What a wonderful concept for television.
Does seem like a good idea. For Andy Fusco, Doug Logan saying thank you for joining us on This Week on Dirt, and so long for now.
Race communications for This Week on Dirt provided by Racing Electronics. Call 272-7111 for your free catalog.
Robin Smokers Apparel, furnished by Bob Hilbert Sportswear. Suppliers of DIRT Motorsports officially licensed tees and apparel. Call 1-610-367-6186.